Now let's dive into our featured story of the day. This particular indicator I'm going to share with you predicts when Bitcoin will likely reach the $5 million milestone. So I want to start actually with this tweet from PlanB. He put it out a little bit ago. This was back on March 18th. It got over 500,000 views. He shared the stock to flow model and wrote, stock to flow 2020-2024 halving cycle predicts 50,000. Stock to flow 2024-2028 halving cycle, which is this cycle we're about to enter post-halving, 500,000. Then stock to flow 2028-2032 halving cycle, $5 million. Yes, stock to flow equals exponential growth, and it will continue, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what PlanB just shared right there. Now, personally, I think 500,000 for this halving cycle is in the money. My personal prediction, the bearish scenario, 222,000, which is virtually half his projection of the stock to flow. And my bull scenario is 750,000. So this is right in the middle. Dead in the middle of little did we know that we riddle some middlemen who didn't do diddly. Shout out to Big Pun, repping Puerto Rico. Bronx, where you at? But anyways, PlanB's bold forecast sparked a mix of reactions. While some are thrilled at the prospect of Bitcoin's meteoric rise, others are skeptical. They point out the model's reliance on limited data and the unpredictability nature in these crypto markets. In fact, here's what PaxB wrote in response to PlanB. I'd be happy if this happens, but 3 to 4 data points can only predict the general direction, not the price. Like 500,000 average, 2024, 2028. Caution is advised to all. And PlanB actually responded, yeah, very true. Only 3 halvings. We had 2012, 2016, and 2020, plus the crucial pre-halving period, and stock to flow is only for general direction, of course, and with a wide error margin. For example, the prediction of 2024 or 2020 to 2024 was 55 Gs, but the reality was 33,000. Now, I actually want to chime in here and share some of my personal thoughts. Stock to flow, it actually printed the first bull cycle dot on the official chart. That was on March 1st, so roughly a month ago, a month and a week. So according to the stock to flow model, we are officially in the bull territory. Now, typically each cycle on the stock to flow, it'll print maybe a dozen red dots, right? Anywhere from maybe 8 to 15, depending upon the cycle and many other factors. But nonetheless, we just printed the very first one. So according to the stock to flow, the bull market is just getting started, meaning it's like the bottom of the first inning if you're a baseball fan. You know what I mean? We're just getting started. So where do you feel we're likely to go if the stock to flow remains intact and we get another, hypothetically speaking, 11 red bull market dots on the stock to flow over the course of the next, say, 18 months? Let me know your thoughts. I personally feel 500,000 is a solid target. It's very realistic when you start to understand the current state of the U.S. deficit, which they say is roughly $35 trillion. The fact they're going to have to continue to print money to pay some of this debt. In fact, there's no other choice at this point. And we all know as that money printer continues to turn on and go, that the U.S. economy is doomed. And we're about to witness hyperinflation, if you don't call what we're already witnessing hyperinflation. Some things they like to tell us, they like to pretend in the US that inflation is under control. Don't worry, folks. We got it under control at 2.5%. It's not going anywhere. We're just going to continue to print. But the reality is, and I was actually watching a viral video of a guy shopping at Costco from 1 year ago and today, many of the things were up 75%. So true inflation, as far as food is concerned, and a lot of these items at the grocery store, in Costco, for this example, 75%. So when they say, yeah, we got it under control, the dollar couldn't be stronger, the banks are doing great, and Janet Miss Binance, yeah, the banks are strong, don't worry, your money is safe. You can't believe anything these crooks tell you, right? You can't listen to what they say. You got to watch what they do and take heed by their freaking actions. One thing is for sure, the dollar is going to continue to get devalued by massive money printing. They have no other option. So the purchasing power of the dollar is mathematically guaranteed. It's a mathematical certainty to continue to decrease It's purchasing power, right? And if you want to see a chart of that, all you got to do is pull something up where it showed you real estate, the average house 10 years ago, how much it costs in USD and how much it costs in Bitcoin. And then you'll start to notice a pattern, right? That US dollar amount, it gets more and more expensive to buy a house every year. Why? Inflation, right? Devaluing of our currency, the US dollar, the fiat monopoly tulip bowl money I'm talking about. And then vice versa with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase your purchasing power. It's a mathematical certainty, right? And you can look at, I was looking at a chart the other day and it showed you like, I'm actually going to pull it up. Here's some great examples. This is example number 1. So check this out. And what you're looking at, I know it's on my phone, so bear with me, but it showed you in 2016, the average house was $288,000. It cost at that time 664 Bitcoin. Someone run the math. What's 664 Bitcoin at today's value? Let me know. And then in 2020, it cost $328,000 to buy an average house and only 45 Bitcoin because, again, Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase its purchasing power and the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease the purchasing power. Then look at 2024. Now, 434,000. That means houses have doubled in the past 8 years. The housing market has literally virtually doubled in 8 years. Meanwhile, for my power dying. For 6 Bitcoins, you can buy the average house in America. If that's not the tale of the tape, what is? One more example. The iPhone, the iPhone 4, when it came out, cost 2,857 Bitcoin, right? The iPhone 13 cost 0.02 Bitcoin. Mic drop. I don't know what else to share with you guys. Are you starting to understand? The dollar is doomed. Saving in fiat equals poor. Saving in Bitcoin equals rich, wealthy, abundant, prosperity, opulence, all the good-ish. You know what I mean? So choose accordingly. One day, you'll be able to buy your dream house for a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a Bitcoin. And at that same time, it may be 20 million US fiat tulip bowl monopoly dollars because that's the world we live in. So choose wisely. Stock to flow shows Bitcoin hovering between $100,000 and $1 million post 2024 halving. So you already know. And look at Bitcoin. I mean, I'm now referring to Nipsey as Bitcoin. Nipsey's given us the ultimate signal. You see that stretch? The 2 paws in the air, the cute little face, kind of looked at the camera. That might be the buy signal we've been waiting on, folks. So take action accordingly, not investment advice, but I'm going to reiterate the one thing I know for certain. Bitcoin will continue to increase its purchasing power against the dollar, and the dollar is doomed. You know what I mean? So move accordingly.